Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about how the Republican attempt to get rid of the Department of Education is shaping up. We talked about how it might lead to some potential friction within the Republican Party, because like many things dealing with the last election cycle, the rhetoric doesn't really match the reality. There was a lot of overpromising going on. You still have some promising a single-sentence piece of legislation that literally just ends the Department of Education. But there's more focus on the other end of the spectrum now, which is the desire to close the department but transfer its functions to other government agencies, which really doesn't change anything except damage the distribution of the money to the states. Out of the various proposals, the one from Senator Mike Rounds seems to be the one gaining the most traction. Even Rounds is saying, quote, "We've tried to set this up so that some of it could be done within reconciliation. Some of it we'll have to gain consensus on by executive order, some of which may very well take 60 votes. So we might not get everything we want." He went on to say, quote, "We don't want to lose the specific offices that deliver particular congressionally directed funds, such as special education, IDEA, and so forth. All of that is included in a redirection to other locations, but all those offices still remain." Like many simple things the Republicans promised on the campaign trail, when they start to take a look at the details, well, it's not so simple anymore. Even advocacy groups dedicated to getting rid of the education department are cautioning against getting rid of the department without redirecting the funding. A number of Republican senators have acknowledged they aren't going to get the votes needed in the Senate. They seem to now just want to focus on eliminating the personnel, drawing attention to the education department's 4,000 or so employees. So, it's worth noting, when it comes to personnel, the entire Department of Education has less employees than the House of Representatives has staffers. It's a tiny department. It seems like many reps and senators have realized that the employees actually do things, and they're trying to figure out how to disperse the money to the states they represent without having the employees currently doing the dispersals. They seem to have settled on block grants to the states. I'm not going to say they won't do that. I will say that it isn't going to work if they do. The money has to be directed to the students who need the resources. Special education funding has to actually be applied to special education budgets to give students the education required by law, or states will end up in court, and the cost of those lawsuits will be way more than the cost of the personnel at the education department. Rounds himself said the process of shutting down the department would take, quote, years. It certainly looks like 2 years out. We already know what one of the midterm campaign issues will be. If the Democratic Party doesn't start early, today, educating people about how getting rid of the Department of Education will impact the schools in their area, they're not doing their jobs. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.